Hey there guys and gals, I am selling my Urban Disguise 60 version 2 bag, and it's an incredible bag. I'm selling it basically to raise funds to pay for another purchase, which I have to do often, but I guarantee you I'm going to get another one of these babies because this is probably the most incredible camera bag on the market. It carries an obscene amount of stuff. If you need a larger bag than this, you may need to see a psychiatrist. I have overloaded this thing just to show you how much stuff you can get in it if you want to, and frankly there's more room than what I have in here. There's so many different hidden pockets and slides and things that you can be very creative. I also just want to explain that this comes with a bunch of Velcro dividers that you can use to divide up the space in many of these pockets, and so you've got a lot of options for protection. And just to show you how much gear I can get in here, I left those out. I weighed this bag and it is 32 pounds worth of equipment. I normally keep my actual shooting body with a lens on it out of the bag when I'm traveling, just because I don't want to be digging through a bag if I see something that requires a quick shot. But if you wanted to leave a little bit of equipment out, obviously you could get a bag and a lens in here. The biggest concern that I had, and the reason that I bought this bag in the first place, is that like most of you, I have a long lens that just doesn't work well in your backpack type bags if you want to put anything else in there. I have a pre-optical stabilization Bigma, and it is actually sitting inside this bag, as I'll show you in a minute, with a K1 attached. So that's how much room you have vertically in this bag. So I'm just going to start taking things out of this bag, and you'll kind of see what accumulates. Really well constructed bag, as you can see, and even with 32 pounds of stuff, this shoulder strap is actually very comfortable. If I needed to walk through an airport or something with it, it's actually comfortable. Urban Disguise or Think Tank also has backpack straps that are available. So if you want to configure this to wear with two straps around you as a backpack, that option is available to you also. In addition, this bag has a lot of loops. You can see that. These are iron D loops, top and bottom, as well as a bunch of stitched in small loops that work well with little attachment straps that Urban Design sells separately. I'll get some zoomed in shots of these in a moment. And with those you can attach all kinds of things. There are additional bags that Think Tank sells to carry additional equipment that you can strap on the sides, for instance, if you want to make the bag a little wider. Just ultimately configurable. You can also use those straps to attach your tripod on the bottom if you like. My table is a little dusty here, I apologize. These little loops allow you to attach those D straps and put your entire tripod with ball head on the bottom if you like. So let's just start unpacking. A handy snap holds your handles together, which is nice. The back pocket on this, let me zoom in just a bit. The back pocket on this is made to hold a laptop. I have a 15-inch Dell Latitude in here at the moment, and so you can fit an entire 15-inch with a little room to spare. There's probably another 1.25 inches or so wide that I could go over what this laptop is. That's all that I had in the laptop bag, and it has padding on the sides, of course. We have also a pocket that you just push a button in here and you can unstrap this. This contains equipment, and underneath contains equipment. So let's just start here, for instance. I've got a METS 58AF flash unit, so it's a good size flash unit in there. I've got my off-camera cord if I want to use my flash off camera. I've got a Sigma EM140DG ring flash in there. And I've also seen people configure these with second and third bodies in these pockets if you want to. Remember, it's protected from the outside with whatever you have in here. We also, in addition to these pockets on the outside, have a zippered pouch. In there we have an attached think tank SD card holder, which is kind of handy. So you've got either a compact flash or SD cards that can fit in there. And I like how it's actually tied into the bag so you cannot lose that. In this zipper pouch I put collapsible things like my little rocket lens cleaner. Things like lens tissue, my attachments for my ring flash for different sizes of lenses that I might want to put that on, etc. I think that's everything I have in there right now. So let's turn our attention to what I have on the outside pouch. You'll notice that there's Velcro that will hold to anywhere in here, depending on how much stuff you have, in addition to this little handy latch that holds it securely so you cannot unbuckle it. The outside of the pouch has an L-strap zipper. That's where I keep my, that was my Pentax M42 adapter that just went flying there. I have a Dell AC power supply in here. I have my battery charger for my Pentax bodies. There are additional pouches, if you can see in here, a lot of little cubbies and spaces and things, as well as another zippered pocket if you wanted to keep manuals or small items in there. So I've got my intervalometer, my little cheap Chinese intervalometer in here. I've got some big filters, even in the boxes, some 72mm filters, my cross-star filter for focusing on astronomical objects, some more lens cleaning tissue, my little USB SD card readers in here. Think Tank also provides a weatherproof cover that you can pull over the top of this whole thing if you're worried about protecting it from the elements even further. So I actually had that inside the case. That's one of those things you could leave out for additional room if you like. Second battery for my bodies there. Got some cheap Chinese radio slaves in there. And there was more room for more stuff actually, but I think that demonstrates. We haven't even got to the main part of the bag yet, right? So we've taken out the laptop, we've cleaned out the outside pocket area. Let's get to the actual main body area, which is the most protected in the middle here. So here's my K1 with the Bigma attached. Whoops, didn't have that locked. So there's the Bigma with the K1 attached that I put in the very center of the center pocket. And again, that fits and allows you to zip it closed. I also have in one of the side pockets my macro Takina ATX with a 1-to-1 adapter. And I could take that out and have it inside, but I prefer the additional protection of having it actually in the case, and that's a pretty good diameter case. And it fits well right next to the Bigma in the middle. In addition, I like to take advantage of these little soft drawstring pouches that you can find almost anywhere to protect other small items from inside the bag. So that's my Kenko Unitube Plus adapter, autofocus adapter, that gives me a 25mm extension for closer focus on the Bigma if I need it for bird photography or things like that. In addition, I have another draw pouch here that contains my Rokinon 16mm f2. That's not a small lens by any means. And I also have a Sigma in the pouch in here. Again, you could take that out of the pouch to save some space if you want to, but for additional protection I like using the Sigma pouch. And this is the Sigma 28mm 1.8. It also does close focusing. So those are the three center areas. Now in addition, we've got a side pouch area here. I've got a Pentax A 50mm 1.7. I've got my trusty Sigma 10 to 20mm f4 to 5.6, which is probably my most used lens for my weather photography. That could also be in a pouch. I've got another zip pouch in here that contains the old Pentax F 70 to 210 zoom, f4 to 5.6. If we're not worried about low light, that's a very nice, compact, inexpensive lens to have for taking to zoos or what have you. I've got a Pentax SMCK 135 2.5 in there, which is a superb sharp lens and also good for low light. Got a Tamron SP 300mm f5.6. You can put a Tamron teleconverter on this and get very close shots. This is terrific for butterflies, dragonflies, things like that. And last but certainly not least, in its nice little pouch, I have one of the Pentax Limiteds. This is the 77mm f1.8, which my employer was kind enough to purchase for me. So I believe that I've taken everything out of here. We also on the back side have a place where if you want to, you can have your business card. We have a big zipper pouch in here. That's I didn't use that for anything, did I? Or was that? Oh, that's the laptop case. No, this is the laptop case. This is outside of the laptop case, and I don't think I put anything in there. Can't remember now. Have to go back and review my own video. We also have one more little pouch on the outside here, and just to show you how that's useful, I've got my safety orange vest and hat for wearing out on the way to the blind so we don't get shot. That's also handy. So that's got a little Velcro enclosure. So you can see when this thing is empty, I'll zipper everything back up so that you can see what it looks like in a non-engorged state. That's basically empty now, except for my camo orange. And you can see what a generous sized bag it is. This is just feather light though. Wonderful padding, wonderful protection, wonderful seams, wonderful material. And I mean, just look at all the crap that I had in there. Crazy. Everything in the picture was in there except for the K3 on the left and the 35 to 70, obviously. And if I wanted to leave out something, one of the flashes, I could have obviously had that body and lens inside the case also. So I highly recommend this bag, Urban Disguise 60 version 2. And I might just also mention that this is a discontinued bag. Think Tank no longer offers this particular bag. They've gone back to a classic bag. And some of the reviews that I've read say that that version that they're selling now is lacking some of the additional loops on the body for attaching things. So you've given up a little bit of versatility there. So just an incredible bag. I just can't imagine anybody needing anything larger. And also as a bonus, it doesn't look so much like a camera bag. If you're worried about theft, I obviously recommend not leaving your equipment in your car where it can be seen through the windows for any extended period of time, especially if you're in urban areas. But it doesn't look like a backpack style camera bag, and that appeals to a lot of people as well. So highly configurable. In addition to the bag itself, as I mentioned, we've got all kinds of dividers, small, medium, and large. Lots of Velcro in these pouches inside for being able to attach these in whatever pocket you want, almost wherever you want to subdivide and provide a little more padding inside. You can also put it completely on the outside of the bag. If you want to add additional protection around the outside, you can slip them in and not use the Velcro against the Velcro. Just slide them in to provide some additional padding and protection. Very lightweight. So that's my review / demonstration of this bag, which I currently have for sale for a great price. Buy it please, so I can pay for another piece of equipment. Thanks.